Okay, so welcome to our Python class. We'll be moving on from what we've done in Ed Scratch, but before we move on to Ed Python, can any of you, demonstrate like the last thing we've done in in Ed Scratch? Any stuff that you've learned from Ed Scratch so far that you want to demonstrate for the whole class? Yep, I can see Rishab. Do you want to demonstrate?
Yep. Just gonna turn on my Edison.
Yep, sure. Let's see what you've done.
I also upgraded it. Is this fine if I is this fine?
Can
Or
you?
do you need the normal wheels?
Can you turn off the
Yeah.
it's much harder to see.
Is this fine? The wheels?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As long as you can turn. Oh, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
You make it like a tank. Nice. Oh, it's really cool. You made like a tank. Nice.
There's a problem though. It's just like it takes a lot of buttons. You have to press it a long time.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work, and then.
Okay. Oh, nice.
And then it just climbs up some books I put.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, it's really good. No, awesome.
Thank
No,
you.
good job. Good job, Risha. That looks really cool. Awesome. Wait, let me just. Okay, awesome. Zayn, do you want to demonstrate?
Yes, it's one of the programs we did yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, it was a spinning program, that's right. Nice. That was really cool. Awesome. Great job, Zayn. Anything else? No, it's really good. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to move on to EdPy. So yeah, just be continuing on. Does anyone else that wants to explain what Python is before we move on? Yep, Rishab, do you want to explain?
Yeah, I forgot to explain something else. Like high architects, they use Python to help bankers, people in the banks, people who customers making loans and stuff. Yeah, those architects, they help build apps to actually prevent and give high security to
That's really good. Awesome. They use
customers.
a lot in the banking industry for security and for application development.
Yeah.
So great job, Rishab. Great answer, Rishab. Yeah, so it will be the very core fundamental of all coding. So we've covered some of the concepts of coding in previous class in Scratch, such as how to loop, how to do variables and stuff. And then we managed to get the Edison Python. We managed to get we managed to get your Edison robot to drive, to turn lights on and off, etc. So what we're going to do is we are going to share screen. Yeah. Okay, let me know when you can see my screen. And then we are I'm going to share this link in the chat here. Yeah, so please go to this website and you press launch EdPy. And then make sure you choose version 2.0. So that's very important. Use version 2.0. Yeah. I'm just going to type in the chat. The 2.0 as well. Yep, awesome. Kelvin, do you have any questions? What was your question? So you're unmuted. Can you unmute? You're still muted.
Just saying that I want you what I did a few days ago.
Okay, do you want to demonstrate? Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I just added a Gatling gun in there.
Okay.
So it should go 100 centimeters. It just goes 100 centimeters and then flat.
Oh, it's really cool. No, I like the addition of Gatling gun. That's pretty cool.
And then, oh, it's okay. It's done.
Good job, Kelvin. And you also did a clap feature as well. Good job. Awesome. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Awesome. So can you all see my screen? I'm just double checking if you can see my screen. Yep. Awesome. Let me just quickly just move this over so we can expand this. Wait, let me just quickly adjust the length of the screen so I can see my notes and also you can see your thing as well. Awesome. Can you all see my screen? Thumbs up if you can see my screen. Yep. Awesome. Okay. So what we're going to explain is we are just going to explain some of the introductory parts. So in Python, you can use, you have to be sharp. Do you want to, what was your question? Or
Yeah, it's just like a statement. Can you make it a bit bigger so I can like look at it?
is it, can you, wait, let me see. Can you,
Yeah.
is it, you mean zoom in, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I can't really see it properly.
can you see it now?
Yep. Thank you.
Better enough? Okay, I'll try to put it like this. Yep, awesome. And then we can move across here if needed. Yeah, we can just move across here like this. Yep. Okay. Okay, so going to continue on. So okay, so what we can do is I'm just going to explain some of the introductory stuff. So we'll be using like a list of functions from what's it called from Edison. So basically Python is a coding language, and then the thing is like Python will use a special package called ed, which allow you to pretty much imagine ed as like a toy box, right? So imagine ed as a toy box. So so pretty much like in a toy box called ed, you can pretty much use all these bunch of toys from the toy box. So so we can make the toys tell the version, the particular speed. We will later use the toy from the ed toy box to allow to drive. Just imagine this as this box of things, right? Which you can use. So that's basically it. So from the box of ed things, Edison things, you can check out like what version Edison is using. This is similar to a variable. So if you remember what a variable is, like for example, the count, it can assign a value, assign a number, assign whatever thing to it. So this will explain that we're using Edison version 2, not version 1. So we can use version 1 or version 2. We're using version 2. It's like settings and stuff. So you pretty much have the settings of what you can use. So there's distance unit. So we're going to use centimeters, but I think there's also other options where we can use inch as well. If you're in America, but yeah, we're going to use centimeters for the time being. And then tempo is pretty much for the music, the speed of the music. If you want to play the music fast or play the music very slow. So so what will help is I might try to maybe at times like maybe show the equivalent on Scratch, just to make things makes more sense and stuff to explain how we're using Python. Okay, so we can use tempo. We can set the tempo to fast, medium, very slow. So we're using at tempo medium. I'm just going to quickly show what this is equivalent to so you have a better understanding how it works. So for example here, this is going to quickly show you how we've done this in previous terms. Just show you the difference between the at tempo and the medium as well. So this will be equivalent to set music tempo to slow, medium, and very fast. This is how we did in Scratch. But now in EdPy, we can set it from tempo, so slow, medium, fast. You see slow, medium, fast. So let's just say If we want to set it to very slow, we just select this toggle here. But if we want to do it in EdPy, we do it like this. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what we're going to do. And this is pretty much a tool that we can use, an Edison tool that we can use pretty much throughout the program. So what we're going to do is we are going to allow Edison to drive. So if you look to the very right of the screen, you get to see a whole bunch of functions or commands that you can make your Edison robot do. So let's just do drive. Let's make it drive forward. Just something very simple to at least get you started here. So what we're going to do is, let me just quickly move across here. So as you can probably see, you get to see how EdDrive works here. I'm just going to quickly move here. You can see there's EdDrive. They have 3 parameters. So let's just say similar to what we've done here. We set the parameter for like say 20 centimeters at speed 10 centimeters inch or seconds, that kind of thing. We set these particular parameters here, but now we have to type it in. We have to manually type it in. So yeah, I'm just trying to find a way to see if I can move this out or not. I'm not sure how you can move it out. Let me try to move this out. Move it in. Let's try to. Well, if you can't see, that's okay. So what we're gonna do is, you see how it uses. I'm just gonna make this full screen so you can see it better. Okay, okay, I can move it across with this. Perfect, awesome. Here. So we get to see that it uses EdDrive. We can use the direction. So direction. So here we already set to forward, backwards, and etc. You know, but we can choose like here. We can make it drive forwards, backwards, spin left, spin right. Instead of having to drag a particular thing here, we have to individually type what we're going to do. Speed, similar here. We can set the speed here, but here you have to set the speed yourself, and the distance, similar here. You can set the distance for 20 centimeters, but you have to type it in yourself here. So I'll give you an example of how this will work. This is an example of what we've done. Is what we'll do is we set EdDrive. We can make it drive forward at a speed of 5 for 3 centimeters and stuff. So I'm just going to show you how to do it in Scratch, so in EdPy, and I'll show you what the equivalent is in EdScratch, at least to help you get started. So what we're going to do is we are going to use EdDrive here. You can see it has the following parameters here. So you can see there is this direction, speed, and distance. So here we get to choose 3 parameters. So we want to make it drive forward. So let's just say we want to make it drive forward for 20 centimeters at speed 8. How we're going to do this is we are going to do ed.forward here. You can see in the bottom right corner what it does. So it makes it drive forward at speed 3. Because we set it for 3 centimeters, it's going to drive at 3. Oh, sorry, we're going to do ed.speed 8. And it's going to drive for 20 centimeters here. But the thing is, if we want to say, change it to inch, 20 inch, we have to do is change ed.centimeters to ed.inch. Be careful when you select something here. So if I want to revert back to ed.centimeters, if I do this here, be careful because it's going to select and rewrite the whole thing. Make sure there is ed only one ed like in a particular thing. Don't have like ed.ed which you might potentially see yourself doing. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to allow it to drive forward. So it's going to allow you to drive forward at speed 8 for 20 centimeters. As you can see, it has the capacity to have the forward. So to drive, the first argument parameter is direction, then there's speed, and then there's distance. So how you program it is going to be very similar to how we did for Edison Scratch. So what we're going to do is we are going to program Edison. Here we are going to program Edison, and it's going to be the same thing. So set this up. You do the same thing, put circle, and then you program it. And then what you should do. Okay, I'll just quickly set this up again. It will take longer because it's Python to program. And then what we'll do is it will drive forward for 20 centimeters. Precisely that. So I'll let you try to type it out. If you're having issues, I'm just going to copy and paste the code here in the chat. So yeah, okay, so we just copy and paste what I've done in the code. Oh, you have a question? Okay, Zain, do you have a question?
Trying to do it. It's not working. Let me just. I followed everything, but there's something wrong with my tempo. It's saying.
Oh, this is tempo. Okay. Make sure. Okay, so what you probably did is, do you see something like this, ed.ed, something like that? Do you see that?
Yes.
Make sure you move one of that.
Okay, let me just.
One.
Whoa. There's also one more.
Okay, what else does it say?
It's in the 13th program.
Second.
The 13th program.
Okay.
Yeah, found it.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, make sure if there's any issues, if you try to run, so I'll tell you a way how to debug your code. So for example, there will be potentially issues here. There will potentially be issues here. It tells you, they'll tell you the line. It tells you the line where there's issues. So the first letter here, you'll say there's an error here. Number, you'll be on line 9, and just check what's wrong. So on this instance here, you see what is wrong. What I did wrong was that I tried to use ed.ed. It's only meant to be ed. Whatever it is. And then if I press program Edison again, it should be okay. So yeah, so you can just check if there's any errors before you program and stuff. So yeah, Vishal, what's the question?
I have actually a problem.
What's the issue?
So my issue is, it says like there's an error, but it doesn't say your error. It's saying a different error.
Is it different? What line is it on?
It's the same line. It's on line 9.
Is it okay? So do you see ed.ed or something like that, or?
It just says ed.tempo very slow.
Okay. Yeah. Make sure you spell it correctly then.
Oh, I just added an extra T.
Exactly. Yeah. So you just make sure it's spelled correctly. If there's any issues, you can just you should highlight what the issues is, and then so for example, if I misspell something, like as it slows, I can check the code, and then it says something is wrong. So there's something wrong. Make sure it's something if it's spelled incorrectly, just fix the spelling. Just based on what I've pretty much spelled.
Okay, thank you, Peter.
Anytime. Okay, so now I'll let you, or just give you a few minutes to try to run that. Yep. Okay. Awesome.
Can I demonstrate?
Awesome. Let's demonstrate.
I found out the mistake I was doing.
No. Awesome. Yep. Nice. Awesome. Your first Edison Python program. Congratulations. Good job there. Awesome work. Good job. Good job. That's your first Edison Python program. If you managed to get it working, you should be very proud. Just give yourself a pat on the back because you've written your first Edison Python program. So yeah, awesome. So now what we're going to do is we are going to try playing a beat. Okay, so we're going to try playing a beat. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to just follow along here. We'll find, you can also see what the program does by like, you can also see what the program pretty much does. Yeah, Richard, what's your question?
I forgot to raise my put my hand down.
Okay, awesome, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, so you can check what each of the thing does. You can check what it does by looking at the documentation here. You can see some example of some of the code that will be implemented. If you, yeah, there's some example of the code that we implement if you use some code here. So you can get to play around and stuff. So what we're gonna do is gonna play beat. So it's gonna just play a normal beat and stuff. So it's gonna be, all you have to do is just type ed.play beep. Okay. This should be equivalent to adding this here. So yeah, it's just the same thing as playing beep here. So this should be the equivalent thing. So yeah, so I'm just going to quickly try to play it, and then I'm going to try what's called play it, and what's it called? How do I say this? I will program this and then let you try to run the Edison program itself. And then just see if it works. You should drive forward, and then it should play a beat. Okay, so now if we program Edison here, it should. It just take a bit longer. Okay, wait, just making sure. Okay, wait, just have to. Yep, and then now if we try to run, it will pretty much drive forward and play a beat. So drive forward and play a beat. So yeah. Okay, I'll let you try to do that. Kelvin, you have a question? What was your question, Kelvin?
Problem is that every time I try to download the information, there's always an error.
Okay, okay. So what is the error? Okay, I'm just gonna quickly copy and paste the line of code to the chat so you can all see it. Okay. Yep. So just copy and paste this code. Okay, what line is your error?
And it just says send text arrow comma unknown unknown ed function ed drive.
Okay, okay. Did you use ed.ed twice? Do you see anything ed back to back like that? Because you probably have some similar issue here. Or something like that. Just make sure this is spelled correctly, because maybe you misspelled it. That's probably why. So remember, you just try just making sure this is spelled correctly because you may have misspelled something. So that's probably might be an issue. Yep. Okay. Risha.
Yeah, I have another problem. I literally like typed everything you typed, and it's saying that there's an error. Oh wait.
Can you move your background so I can see what your issues?
This says an error. Like,
Okay. Wait, let me try to make it bigger so I can see. Okay. Wait. Wait. At the joy. Oh, you misspelled forward. That's why.
huh?
You misspelled forward. Because you forgot an R.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why. You should make sure you put the spelling correctly. So yeah, if there's any issues, maybe just delete the whole line and just type everything from scratch.
Okay.
So, yeah. Awesome. Good job, Vishal. Okay, so yep, does anyone want to try to demonstrate this afterwards? This will be a very simple class. This will be very advanced stuff. So yeah, if you don't understand, just feel free to rewatch the video at your own pace and be able to pretty much type this out all again and stuff. Yep, Abdul.
I typed everything you said. I typed, and it says error, unknown, add function, add play beep.
Okay, what line is this? Is it the what line is underlined?
14.
14. Okay, is it ed play beep, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you put ed? Was it ed again? Did it look like this?
No.
Okay, make sure you remove the ed and make sure like it's spelled correctly.
Okay. Abdul, do you know how to share your screen?
I'm actually doing it on a different screen.
Okay, actually, can you put against your
Yeah, can you put a thing against your screen? We look
so I
at
can
it.
see.
Okay.
Wait, let me just try to. Okay, wait. Let me just try to make it bigger. Okay. Oh, you misspelled it because you said. Wait, is it it's B. It says to be P, not B. Because you spell it like this. You spell it like B, you know. And then if you try to run this, no, it's the same error, right? Same error, right? Make sure it's beep because I saw you just you misspelled it. You replace the last beep with A, and that should fix it.
So everyone, it's very important that you make sure it's correct because otherwise, it won't work, right?
Yeah. So
At
before
least
you,
they tell you where it is.
exactly, yeah. So make sure before if you see an error, make sure you just check if it's spelled correctly. If you spelled it correctly, if you can't see a difference, just delete everything and type everything again. Okay. Does anyone want to try to what's it called demonstrate? I'll give you for a few more minutes. It's only 2 commands. It's pretty much drive forward and then beep. Pretty much that.
Kelvin, do you know how to share screen? You can. Kelvin, let me unmute you first.
Yep, I'll stop sharing my screen.
I don't
Yep.
really know how to share screen.
Do you
There's
see
a
on the
square
bottom?
screen in the Zoom function.
Just
Yeah.
Allow you to share screen.
I'm just typing.
No, don't type. There's a share screen function on the bottom bar of your Zoom. Try it.
The bottom bar.
Do you see chat?
I
Do you see the green
Click on
thing?
share screen for me.
I
And then-
just press share screen and then it says this.
And then do you see okay, do you see EdPy? Do you see EdPy once you press share screen?
No.
Share the whole laptop. Share the whole computer screen.
I don't really know. It didn't say.
Okay, can you just copy and paste the code in the chat? Let's see if that works.
So copy and paste what?
The code, whatever is on your screen. So can you copy and paste? So you copy this and paste.
So let me just type it up.
No, can you copy what you've got and paste it in the chat so I can see how you spelled it?
Okay, let me just get out of, let me just, okay, and then,
Yep, can you? So for example, I just copy this code and then paste it in the chat. So this is what I did. Can you do the same? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so make sure, because this is what you've done here, right? Make sure you also copy the capital as well.
You have to be case sensitive.
This
Calvin.
case,
It have to be exactly, but it have to be case sensitive.
exactly.
ED, you have to be capital E.
right.
Make sure there's no space. See,
You see the ED, it's actually highlighted as yellow.
Oh, it's orange, yeah. So this is what you did here. What you meant to do is fix the ED. Make sure the first ED is highlighted. And then make sure there's no space. Make sure there's a capital D here. Make sure there's no space here. Make sure there's only one ED. And then, yeah, just you can figure out the rest as well. So yeah, all your issues, all your errors, it's basically just a mistypo. So I recommend you delete everything and type everything again from scratch. If you're having issues, you can just copy my code. If you're having issues, you can just copy my code from the chat and you can paste it in here. So yeah. Okay, does anyone want to demonstrate? Yep. Anna, do you want to demonstrate or do you have any questions?
Okay, look.
Okay, so you go. Right. Awesome. You did beep? You did beep?
Beep thing didn't work. I don't know why.
Okay. Did you put it afterwards?
Yeah, I put it on number 14, but it didn't work.
Did you hear the beep? It'll be very faint. It'll be very small.
I don't know why when I tried the beep, it didn't work.
So,
It said it was an error.
oh, it's an error. Okay. Just make sure it's spelled correctly. Make sure it's spelled correctly.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Good job, Anna. Okay, Risha.
So I had like a problem. 1 sec. So I recently I joined on my iPad instead of my computer, and that's one. The second thing is it's not like my Edison is not beeping like when I program it.
It'll be a very small beep. So this is what the beep will sound like.
No, there's no sound. There's no sound at all.
No sound at all.
No, there's no sound at all.
Was there an error? Was there an error here?
There was no errors. Like it just didn't come.
Okay. Did you do this? Can you copy and paste what you've done in the chat, like how you did the play beep?
Copy paste what I did in the chat. Oh, it's on my computer.
Okay. Can you turn around and maybe zoom into your computer?
Oh yeah. I just need to
Okay, wait, let me just see. Oh, there's nothing in the computer.
Really?
You have
Oh,
to.
no, it's on my iPad. Wait,
Okay,
let
you
me-
know. Okay. Not sure you can share your screen, but maybe you can switch to your laptop and then maybe you try doing that.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yep. Thank you, Risha. Yeah, it's just I really emphasize. I'm not sure why. Okay. Also, okay. So yeah. So pretty much very important. Just make sure it's spelled correctly. If there's errors or if it's not working, just make sure you just type it out. Read everything and type it again. Play beep. Make sure it just matches everything. That's pretty much the only thing I can suggest on how to fix your issues. Make sure the spelling is correct. Double, triple check it until it works. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna only set the left light on. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna find the light. You can see the left LED. So let's just, what we're gonna do is we are gonna do something similar to turn F LED light on and turn right LED off. So we're gonna pretty much do the same as that. How we're gonna do that is we will, so you can see, you can turn the left LED light on, or you can set the light LED light off. So what we're gonna do is we are going to set left LED, and then it's gonna make it, so we're just gonna quickly do it again. So left LED is gonna expect a state. A state is gonna be either ed.on or ed.off. So that's the two states here. The parameter is state, the state of the light, whether we can determine whether the state of the light is on or the state of the light is off. So what we're gonna do is gonna put ed.on, and then for the right LED, we're gonna set the right light off. So this is the state, we're gonna turn the state on or off. So we're gonna do ed.right LED, ed.off. So what it's going to do, it is going to turn the left LED light on only, turn the right one off. It will drive and it will play a beep. So we'll make it do driving, it will make it do sound, and it will make it play a noise. So this is how we are going to run this. So here, it will take a bit longer because of the fact that it is at Python, so it's going to take slightly longer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see how it runs. So you can see both lights are flashing, but now only the light will be on. When it runs, only the left light will be on, and then after it finishes, it will flash again. So let's just run this one more time. Here, you drive forward with the left light on, and then finish, will make a beep, and then you'll play. You'll just go back as normal. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and paste the code here in the chat. Yeah, so just copy. So for example, just copy all this. I paste in the chat. If you have any spelling issues, just copy and paste into the Edison program itself. Okay, Risham.
I accidentally, I forgot to put my hand down. So
Okay. Okay, so whenever you're done, please feel free to raise your hand and demonstrate. I also try putting, I'm not sure if you, yeah, so this is what it's meant to do. This is pretty much what the Edison program is supposed to do. This is Ed Scratch version. This is the EdPy version. Keep going.
It's just every time I type it correctly, like what you said, it's still error. I can't hear you because you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Make sure, yeah. So if it doesn't work, then just copy and paste what I've done from the chat. So just try that. Yeah, make sure every letter is correct. There's no space. There's no space. Make sure there's ed. So make sure there is only one ed at a time. Sometimes, yeah, make sure there's only one ed, not two eds. So make sure this is correct. Yeah, this is not a trick. You just make sure your spelling is correct. Okay, so if it works, please let me know, and then we can demonstrate what we've done to the entire class. If anyone has any errors, and they can either copy and paste the code, copy paste the line where there's an error, or if you can put your iPad against the screen, I can help tell you what's wrong and where to fix it. If it doesn't work from that point on. Okay, does anyone got this working? Yep, okay, Anna, do you want to demonstrate? You demonstrate, Anna? Okay, let's see what you've done. Oh, good job. Looks really good. Great job, Anna. Good job, Anna. Yeah, so if you may spell this all correctly, it should work. Great job, Anna. Okay, so I'll give you all a few more minutes. After a few minutes, we will just show how to make this run in like a forever loop. So I'll give you all 1 more minute, and we'll do the last part of the class is making it run in a loop pretty much forever. Okay, I assume everyone is done or managed to get something working. If you are all struggling, just make sure this spelling is correct. That's pretty much all I can emphasize. Make sure the dots are in the right place. Make sure the spacing is correct as well. Because yeah, Python is very case sensitive and character sensitive. So everything has to be in a correct order, you know. There's autofill, like for example, here it tells you what the potential options are. You can select it, maybe just help it easier. Make it easier. Yeah, give me a shot. You there? I can't hear you. Hello? Hello? I'll get back to you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do the Python equivalent of pretty much using forever. So we pretty much use forever to make things run forever and stuff. So how we're going to do that? How we will do that in Python is we will set while and true. And then you set a call a column here. Okay, so the difficult part is you have to shift everything to the right. So you put this in front and press tab, or you can just do spacebar 4 times, you know. You can press tab, or you can press spacebar 4 times. So make sure there's a space here. Otherwise, this will not work. I'm just going to set this here so you can see how there has to be a space in between. So I'm going to set this up, and then this is going to run. Yep. Right, I'm just going to quickly set this up here. Let's just see what the issue is. We'll quickly set this up and we'll try to run it. Not sure why. Let me just try setting this up here again. It's going to take slightly longer. And then what you should do is pretty much you should run this forever. I'm going to keep driving forth, play B, repeat everything over over and over again. So this is the same thing as putting everything in a forever loop. So yes, so that's pretty much how you do it here. So make sure everything's shifted to the right. I can see a lot of comments. I'm just going to copy and paste the code here. So yeah. So yeah, basically, you can use tab, or you can use space. So yeah, you can use tab, or you can space. Just you have to press space multiple times. You have to press space 4 times, or you pretty much what's it called? Use press tab once. So that's that. Okay, so yeah, so this will be slightly more complicated. Make sure there's a space in front of that. It has to be indented. That's how Python pretty much works. So you need to have at least some space in between or a tab. So this will make it pretty much run forever. Okay, so we're about to wrap up this class. Homework is just to get this code working. Just rewatch the video. Just make sure this is copied and pasted, like typed out exactly how I typed it out here. Make sure it's typed exactly. And then please try to get this done. This is the first class. For those, this is more advanced. I get it. This is different from typical Ed Scratch class where you can just easily drag and drop. You have to type it out. You have to make sure your spelling is on point. Make sure you get the details correct. This and that. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I finally got this working.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me? No, sorry. Yeah, make sure everything is correct. Make sure it's done correct. Good job, Kelvin. Kelvin did a successful job, pretty much making sure everything is typed correctly, everything is spelled correctly and stuff. So no, good job. Really appreciate it. Really am impressed by the amount of improvement that you've made by the spelling. Make sure everybody gets the spelling correct and try to run it. So that's pretty much that's pretty much, yep. Awesome. Yeah, just if you haven't done this, please try to get it done by early next lesson, and we'll try to move on from that point. So please get this done by next lesson, demonstrate it to the class, and then we'll move on.
Okay. Well done, everyone. I hope that you not overloaded. Python is a little bit more complicated, it's case sensitive, and it is a lot more typing, right? But then you can do a lot more stuff. So this lesson is recorded and it will be uploaded on YouTube. So I expect you to watch it again to make sure that you can complete this. Just ask your parents where's the link. They should know where it is. And that's it. Yeah, next week, more Python stuff. I'm gonna unmute everyone to say goodbye to Peter.
Bye.
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 You're welcome.
Yeah.